Yay! And here we are, all safely tucked away in Vuda Marina. With the passerelle, that's the plank. Walk the plank. We're going to grab a few drinks and then we're going to walk the plank. This is Vuda Marina. We're moored up down there. And everything happens there. All shop, restaurants, offices over there. And when in Fiji, do as the Fijians do, onto the local bus off to town to restock the boat after our crossing. And then the priority, the reason for being in the marina in Fiji was to get the boat out the water, paint the bottom, but more importantly check for damage from our grounding in Atutaki a month before. So yeah, they hauled us out with this fancy equipment. And as she came out, you can see straight away the paint on the bottom is almost all off. And that slows the boat down a lot because you get growth growing onto the unprotected surface. And that growth slows the boat down big time. We also found this. I hadn't seen this when I checked the boat underwater, but this was a hole. It had been through the outer layer of fiberglass, through the core, and only the inner layer of fiberglass was keeping us floating for the previous 1,000 odd miles. As far as boatyards go, which is normally a rough, dirty, dusty place, this was fantastic. We had a restaurant opposite us. Great views. There we are in the distance there, looking over pretty much the whole marina. Palm trees, great boatyard. And there they started grinding away on the hull. You can see the outer layer, you can see the core, and in underneath that, just the inner layer kept us afloat. They started repairing the kills, where also hit the reef. Good job. And it's a big job. Scraping off all the old paint. The guys are hard at it. And the band-aid applied, the hole patched, and the keel's almost done. So yeah, they were very good in Vuda Marina. Irish and I have got the big job of making that little piece modelled on the other one with an angle grinder and a vice grips. Irish has got his overalls, his work clothes on. Coffee here at the Marina coffee shop. Off the boat because they're sanding today, so it's a dusty, noisy place on the boat, all covered up and screened off. Back on the bus to Lautoka. Don't need windows here. This is a perfect aircon. It's all happening here in Lautoka. This is the central market. And I'm going to try and get some veg and fruit here, hopefully, after the customs took all our stuff off the boat. We'll buy it back from them. End of another day of boat work with a Fiji bitter, and it's not that bitter, it's actually quite sweet. But yeah, boat work, tools everywhere, oil everywhere, Irishmen everywhere, and yeah, feet are absolutely coated in fiberglass dust, paint dust. It's a messy life on the hard getting boat work done. But right across the water over there is a pub, and we are on our way there for Friday afternoon. And here's the view from the other side, from the pub. There's Viento Del Mar over there. It's got its one coat of paint, another coat coming tomorrow. But that's the boatyard and this is the pub. And it's all pretty dandy. Okay, it's another struggling Friday here at the Vuda Marina pub. And the sun is just going down over there. So the paintwork is finished, the bottom is painted, guys finished the last coat today. So that is what it looks like. The prop is done, you can see I'm busy. I've just fitted the prop back and all the greases and so on. But yeah, looking quite spiffy, the boat. And the pub is still across the way waiting. Boatyard life, it's messy, but we're nearly done. She's actually close to getting ready to go back in the water in 2 days' time. Her bum, which is the bottom, looks beautiful. And yeah, it's a busy place, the boatyard. Everyone's busy. And did I mention there's a pub across the way waiting? So this is the anode. Got to put the anode back on. It seems like I've got the wrong one, but yeah, the anodes prevent, they stop the current, or the salt water onto the brass creates a current. So instead of eating the propeller away, it eats this anode away, as we call it, a sacrificial anode. And they're quite important to save what is probably a 40,000 Rand propeller. End of a tough boatyard day. We've got chicken from the braai, noodles, and Irish's carrot tomato salad. I think he's got carrot juice in his drink there as well, but anyway. What's that? Just juice? Okay. Saturday night, fruit juice.
This is what being a true scrubber is all about. Look at that. You missed a spot in the corner.
Yeah, it's a Sunday wash day. We've got the last day on the hard, yeah, so we're using the water while we got it from the tap, the hose pipe, and we are cleaning everything. Buckets everywhere. The dinghy's down on the ground. We're going to wash that, polish it, and tap is close by. And we've got carpets drying, boat carpets drying over there. We've got Irish doing his clothes, linen everywhere, hang washing everywhere possible. The flag is flying. And we've got boat cushions drying on the foredeck, on the trampoline. That's it's one of those days. You just want to get it done, get back in the water. Tomorrow we launch back over there. And got the hatch to fix again. It's leaking deep inside there. And you can see I've repaired that one. Yeah, it's an ongoing process, keeping the seawater out. This is underneath the boat, so if the boat flips upside down, this is the escape hatch that we either get into the boat for protection or get out of the boat in emergency. It's part of the safety regulations, but as far as I'm concerned, it's more of a risk. If the water comes in here, we got trouble. Won't sink, but we'll have a lot of water in the boat. A lot of the more modern catamarans have the safety hatches on the inside of the hull over here, and that to me is even more of a risk because you've got the water rushing by all the time, and it's, yeah, that's, I wouldn't like that at all, because if that bursts there, the boat will flood. And it's launch day, Monday the 4th of September. We are being lifted up and we're going to get put back in right over here. then out to the big ocean over there. Quite a machine that lifts it up. It moves and pivots in all different directions, and the boat is balanced precariously, nervously on top of that little trailer. They say they've launched 76 boats without incident. I like the number 77.
Oi!
And we're in. All went fairly smoothly, thank you to those guys. And some help from the Irish. And let's go, let's get out there. Cheers, Vuda Point. And just getting some exercise in before the ongoing party. This was on Moana, our buddy boat, with Kyle there as well, our Japanese solo sailor friend. And yeah, Rena popped the cork bottle, it bounced all over the reef and almost knocked one of us out. So yeah, it was a good evening, thanks Moana. Another day, another bus trip, $2 a trip, which is about 10 Rand a trip. We couldn't complain. So the public transport in Fiji, excellent. We've just left Vuda Marina, where we had our bum cleaned. In other words, the bottom of the boat was painted. And look at that, we've got 6.3 knots. In fact, on the actual boat speed, we're sitting at 6.9 knots in 13 knots of wind. So that's great, back up to normal speeds. And lots of money to clean the bum, but well worth it, I think. And there it is, we all anchored down at Musket Cove on Malolo Island in Fiji. Date is 7th September, and it's busy here. You can see there are plenty boats. It is the Fiji sailing week, so everyone's here for the sailing week and all the the shenanigans that go on with it. It's 20 meters deep here to anchor, so we let out about 80 meters of chain. So hopefully we'll stay put. Here we are at Musket Cove. Well, another bar. Cheers.
Drinking turtles.
Turtle beer. It's Vonu means turtle. Proper struggle. So this is the main sort of club and swimming pool at Musket Cove. We are now full Musket Cove Yacht Club members. So this is our club and we can use it. Fancy that. Even got a crocodile. Yeah, very, very spiffy. So for about 100 Rand you can become a member of the Musket Cove Yacht Club for life. Not sure I'll ever go back there, but yeah, I'm now a member of Musket Cove Yacht Club for what it's worth. And a run a day keeps the doctor away. So this is my run around Malolo Island, where Musket Cove is located. So that boat over there has dragged his anchor. He was all the way across in the middle here. He dragged anchor, we saw him pull through, just missed this boat. He then just missed that boat. And he's sitting now, he's got about 10 meters to go and then he's on the reef. We have radio, they're not on the boat, we've radioed. I have been on the boat, there's no key, so there wasn't anything we can do to start the motor and get it away. But so we're hoping the the radio message got through and they will come back to their boat. Sailing vessel Charisma is in trouble there. Here we are at the island bar at Musket Cove, and it's 20,000 leagues under the sea night. She is Irish, and so some of the ladies are dressed up. I thought it was Octopussy. And we're on our way to go watch the opening game of the Rugby World Cup, France, New Zealand. And it's just after 7 in the morning. Actually, it's not, it's only about 6:30. And a pretty good setting to watch a rugby match. And watching the opening game of the Rugby World Cup, France versus New Zealand, most of these people were Kiwis. So yeah, they weren't too happy with the result. So it's the start of the round, the island race. And here at Fiji Sailing Week. Some serious, all the yachts with the black sails, those are carbon sails, and they are the serious races. And everyone else probably just sort of leisure, get round the island without breaking anything type sailors. Looks like a bit of a Arab dhow. I think they call it a gaff rigged boat, but yeah, that is from probably one of the original island boats. Sure. Final function for the Fiji Sailing Week. And it's sunrise here in Fiji, and the Boks have just won their opening match against the Scots. Irish are very happy. The Irish cleaned up yesterday, so all good, and sun is just coming up. It was quite special being in Fiji and watching Fiji play in the World Cup. Wow, what a team. Pity they got knocked out, but they really were good. And leaving Musket Cove and all the fancy resorts on this island, it's some seriously impressive resorts. And we're on our way to Manu Island, only about 2 hours away. And in front of us we got some reef to get through, I'll show you now. So here we go, that's reef over there. And reef over there. So we're going straight out the pass, and if you look on the satellite image, we're on Google Earth here. We know we're right in the middle because that is real. That is the actual position we're at, and that's the actual reef. So we know we're okay as long as we stay in the middle of that gap. So we use Google Earth quite a bit around here, since the charts are not always accurate, but Google Earth, you know exactly where you are. And you can see the reefs real time. And then we go to Manta Island, another little narrow channel to get through. You can see but it is pretty well marked. We've got to stay between the red and the green markers. Game on. Cheers. Passage beer. We've just arrived at Manta Island, Anchorage. And for a change, everything went smoothly. Anchor didn't jump out of its sockets. Yeah, it just went amazingly smoothly. We've done something right. And this is the Manta Island, Anchorage. There's a resort sort of thing over there. There's a very interesting little restaurant looking bar thing on the beach right behind us. We took note of that straight away. And then yeah, this is our reef still from Vuda Point. It's looking a bit tired, but we're keeping it there for good luck until it falls off. And we are anchored out there. We found a man-sized beer at last. Fiji Gold. Fiji Bitter. And down there is where we came from. Morning of the 12th of September. We are leaving Manta Island, and that's the little channel we go through. You can see it's marked with plenty of sticks. So it's about 20 meters wide and pretty easy as long as you stay within the sticks. Wouldn't be much fun in rough weather or big winds. But that's Manta Island. Had a nice run around there this morning. Some nice trails up to the top of those, wouldn't call them hills, mole hills. Yeah, very pleasant little place. In the channel, and yeah, you can clearly see the deep blue water and then obviously the shallow water, so I think we're okay. You've run aground once enough, I want to do it again. So it's quite an amazing area, this, the leeward islands of Fiji. You know, there was the islands on the protected side of Fiji, and yeah, little islands dotted everywhere, little white sand beaches with private resorts. Sure, there are a lot of resorts here, so tourism, they're taking full advantage of the dollars and the euros. And another one way down there, and yeah, stunning little islands with great little beaches. And we've just come from down there, which is Manta Island, and that's got two very swish resorts on it as well. We sort of snuck on there this morning and ran around there. Looked like I probably stood out a bit, I looked a bit scruffy. But, beautiful islands around, but also a beautifully flat ocean. So not really what we want. It means we're having to run the motors and burn diesel. We'd rather be using these guys, but they're just flapping loosely in the wind. Yeah, not much help from the wind today. And look at this little island we're coming up to. I don't know its name yet, I'll look it up. But I was out for a nice little beach resort. Very pricey. The island we've just come from, Manta Island, they shot the original Survivor reality series there. And yeah, the cheapest meal at the restaurant there is 120 Fijian dollars, which is about 60 US dollars, 70 US dollars. Yeah, I think just over 1,000 rand, the cheapest meal. This is what we're sailing through. It's just a minefield of islands and reefs and bommies. You can see that's us in the triangle, and we are sailing up, sorry, let me zoom in, sailing up to Batilevu, Waya Island over there. Yeah. Excuse the greasy finger in the previous clip. It's not too bad actually, but the story is just before we were going to up anchor now. I went to do the engine checks, which I normally do, and I found the one motor's fan belt was almost off. It was slipping off. So lucky I checked that, otherwise we would have had an engine stall in the middle of that narrow channel out of Manta Island. Yeah, get a bit slack, but it's always good. Do an engine check before every single little passage. And anchor down at Waya Island, just off Octopus Resort. That's not the octopus down there. That's a quadrupus, and then there's the Octopus Resort over there. Yeah, it looks pleasant. Might go have a little drink there. We're only here for one night, so we'll check it out. But yeah, looks good. Very calm. While Irish is out paddling, I'll do the passageway on my own. Here we are at the Octopus Resort, and it's sundowner time, no doubt. And we are anchored out there somewhere. No, it's not us. It's us over there. The South African flag, and maybe a sunset. Look at that. Waiting for the famous green flash, the difficult to see green flash, but that's when the sun goes through the last little layer of the atmosphere. It gives that green flash. Not often seen, but there it is. And there goes Waya Island. We're on our way up to the Yasawa Islands, specifically Manta Ray Alley. Gonna go, hopefully, with some luck, spot a manta. And you can see the sea is dead flat today. We've got another leopard catamaran ahead of us. That's the sister boat, or the boat after the Maxims, same designer. The South African boats all over here. And the sea, unfortunately, is glassy. How's this for a spot? We're anchored here at Manta Ray Bay. That's Manta Alley. Apparently there are manta rays in there, so they say. And got a spectacular little palm frond beach right behind us. As long as the anchor holds, we won't end up on that beach. But sure, looking good. And pretty quiet. There's only 3 boats here. A local Fijian fisherman spearing fish. I would imagine a lot more difficult than a hook and a line and a sinker. So we rather got under the water, done a drift dive through the Manta Ray Alley. You just tie the dinghy to your arm and you let the dinghy pull you through with the current, pull you through the channel. And it's a great way to snorkel and see the reef. Good morning from somewhere off Fiji. We are sailing from Yasawa Islands back down to Denara. Gotta go get some boat parts. Yeah, morning coffee and champagne sailing. We got 15 knots and we actually got 2 reefs in the sail because I'll just take it easy. But we're still doing 7.8 knots. And the sea is flat because we're inside the reef. So yeah, champagne sailing. Not often we get this, so we'll enjoy it. Cheers with the coffee.
Contacts on low, goes backwards, they play on island. Murray.
End of the day, yeah. It is 17 September. We are at Denara Anchorage. It's outside Vuda Marina. At the end of the day, sun has gone down. And a pretty pleasant anchorage. Not too scenic, but yeah, serving its purpose. We've been into Dinner Town to provision and get ready for the coming 2 weeks, which includes sailing to Vanuatu.
That's what he's done against Australia.
And here we are, back in Vuda Marina of all places. We just liked it so much we came back. But no, we've pulled in here just for a day, hopefully just a day, to get a water pump and fit a water pump which pumps water through the taps in the boat. But yeah, we've got a nice little mooring here, and hopefully not too long here. Some black clouds at the back, so Marina's a good spot to be. Let's see how we go. Got Irish doing some rope work there. There we go. And yeah, boat next to us, guy from Joburg, believe it or not. Originally from Joburg, now in Australia. And this is finally got the drone up. Yeah, thanks Robin for lending me the drone for my trip. So great views from the drone of Vuda Point Marina. You can see that's looking over the marina, and there we are, bottom middle of the picture. It's the outer basin, and then you can see in the background is the inner basin of the marina. When we first arrived there, at the back is the inner marina, inner basin. Interesting story on the back page of the sports section. The Fijian captain, his dad wants to come watch his son play in France, but can't get a visa, struggling to get a visa. This visa story, excuse my expression, is absolute bullshit around the world. I've run into it time and time again, and yeah, it's just absolute joke. So one thing I did notice, that Tonga is the only non-European, or should I say non-white country in the world that doesn't accept South African passport. It's the only country I've come across, non-white country, that I had to get a visa for. It's an absolute joke. Tonga should be fully supportive of South Africa after everything it's been through, and whether it was Panama, Brazil, the Caribbean islands, the non-European ones, the Bahamas, anywhere, they take a South African passport, no problem. Tonga had a problem, so, and you saw in my last video, that's why I had a problem with Tonga, and I won't go back there. And I hope South Africa whip them in the World Cup, because yeah, there's, again, absolute BS that they don't accept South African passport. But this visa story, I mean, yeah, you got a Fijian father, captain's father, can't get into France to watch his son play rugby. It's an absolute joke. The visa system is totally archaic, and they need to relook at it. Hey, there's Kaio arriving with a Japanese friend. They've just been sailing around the local islands a bit, and yeah, always a good meetup with Kaio and Nausicaa. As I said, it's Thursday, I think, the 21st of September, 2023. I mustn't forget which year it is. But we are on our way across to Musket Cove again. Yeah, great spot. They've got a nice setup there, restaurant, pool, bar. So we're going to go spend a few days there, as I said. And let me just show you where it is. Over there is Musket Cove. It's an absolute, well, that's Malolo Island, which Musket Cove is on. Musket Cove Yacht Club. We are honorary life members of Musket Cove Yacht Club, for whatever that's worth. And on the map, it is, you can see us going along there, and we're going to go in there, and the club is right inside there. Just a 2-hour sail. So for the surfers amongst you, this is coming up to the famous cloud break, one of the more famous surf breaks in the world. It's called Cloud Break. It'll come out in the video, but there's a clear puff of white mist above the break. There it is, and that is why it's called Cloud Break. Right over there. I'll take a photo now and see if I can enhance it. The floating bar, where your money would just float away. You can, I would imagine up here there's $20, and yeah, the food would be another level. Musket Cove, the island bar, pretty much the yachties hang out, and it's sundown at time, and the sundown looks like that. Wow, special. Potters on the go, and got this going on outside. Irish beat me to it. He's got the shot. It is a 672nd sunset this week. But there it is. Wow, look at that. We were just at the island bar at Musket Cove, and the sunset keeps getting better. The anchorage is beautiful, and we've got that red sky at night, sailor's delight. So they say sailing is 80% boat work and 20% actually enjoying it. So these next few clips, just some boat work, fixing up straps, setting the mainsail to get the boom in the right place at anchor, tying up the sail bag to get to close that up. The zipper's broken, so I've got to tie it up manually so the sail doesn't get too much UV damage. And yeah, you got to improvise as you go. So that's one of them. And then the next little job was repairing the spinnaker halyard. That's the line that we pull the spinnaker up with, making sure that is top notch, because the spinnaker takes a huge amount of force. So looking after that halyard and grease it up. Everything needs to be desalted ongoing.
Or a stick in time. He looks a bit like Becky and Kelly, huh?
Putting my nappy on, which is the call it bosun's chair, and
So it's the one that's...
something like that. Irish is getting the safety line ready. Yeah, that one.
This isn't an issue now. You're just like...
Yeah, it's good. Life is good at the top. Still a way to go up the top though. You can see that's the top of the mast, still up to go up there. Here we are, right at the top. Well, nearly at the top of the mast, 3/4 of the way up. And the view's pretty good up here. This is our anchorage, and now some nice reefs. We're going to go snorkel some of those this morning. Beautiful day from up the mast. Your schooler bait fish there, glassy sea, and the fish are, they've been predated on, I think is the word. Is there such a word? Yeah. There's a reef over there, very conveniently. There's a buoy right in the middle of the ocean next to it. And the snorkeling here in Fiji, brilliant. Water visibility, as you can see, miles of visibility. Fish species everywhere, and the fish are tame. They come right up to you. These ones particularly come and check you out. Some impressive reef structure. And yeah, it's you don't need scuba kit here. Your snorkel is more than enough. You'll see more snorkeling than you would with scuba probably. Yeah, I chased a few fish. They didn't like me chasing them. You can see them scuttling off. Look at these blue ones. They live in that coral. Beautiful. And more coward fish. Getting back on the dinghy is never easy, but since Kyle showed us the Kyle technique to get onto the dinghy, we get on very easily. You can see us here, experts at it now. Here comes Nausicaa anchoring behind us here, just beating that big storm, and you can see the anchors hanging and they're about to drop the anchor. Yeah, Kyle with two friends who sailed with her a little bit. We had a fun evening playing a bit of cards and just a few drinks, but a good bunch. Always fun with Kyle around. So the evening was too good. Forgot to lift the dinghy, and the next morning the rain had filled the dinghy up. So it was about half an hour of bailing water. Cheers, Musket Cove. It's been good for us. Nice little place. Been here twice now, and I think that'll be the last time. Next time we go, we are leaving Fiji. So that's Musket Cove. Very cool. Sailing base. And Moana, our buddy boat, had rejoined us, and we went off to town together to do some provisioning. We're all back in Vuda Marina, and sorry, dropped the camera, and we're here between lots of other boats. Boats coming in, boats going out. It's a busy little marina. Boat next door to us, another South African boat, JP, on Crystal Spray. He's looking to head either New Zealand or Vanuatu, or yeah, also come from South Africa a year before we left. And these four young ladies on the boat next to us, we're also sailing around the world on a boat probably half the size of mine. It is a checkout day here at Vuda Marina, leaving Fiji today. Documents are ready, waiting for customs and immigration. And we'll be heading out there. Yeah, we're all checked out of Fiji. We're leaving Vuda Marina. That is the 28th of September 2023. And here we go. Vanuatu, here we come. Port Resolution, Vanuatu, Vuda Marina. Thank you.